Okay, I have been chomping at the bit, sort of, to, there we go, back up, I'm done pouring the white on it. Tried this big Squeezie bottle. Again, that was just too much fun. This is a 10 by 20, and I'm going to spread this with my hand. I think it goes a little quicker. Like I said, I need to find a pick like Miriam uses. I think that does nice. I don't know how well the pick would spread it on the sides. That's my thing. But since I have my gloves on tonight, or today I should say, this is my lunch break. I work from home for my full-time job. So I took my lunch here and I'm going to do this pour. Like I said, I'm just kind of excited because what I've been thinking about doing with it. And as we know, these things may not work out. Miriam suggested I get a glass so that when I'm in between runs of the ribbons of the paint, add a little more paint, not much, just a little, that I should leave it upside down instead of turning it right side up and down, because I do think she's right. I think that's why my paint kind of began to blend. But I didn't mind the color it blended to, but I went ahead and added, let's see, what colors did I add on top? More of the cadmium yellow, I added azurian red, some of the magenta, move that cup, what was the other, magenta, the blue. I added more of the colors that were there, but I also added azurian red. I had that. And I added more white. So yeah, so basically it was all the colors that I already had some of. Okay. Get a paper towel here and wipe a little bit of the white paint off the hand. But today's our day for having the rain from Irma here in Indianapolis. We have nothing. I'm not trying to compare our situation to what happened to Florida or even some of the people in Georgia. I had family in Georgia that experienced it, some winds and some damage in their neighborhood. So, you know, while she principally was a pretty significant storm in Florida, she continued on after she moved up with some tropical storms, winds. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to take the lid off this, turn it upside down. As you see, it doesn't come out until you squeeze. And there we go. I'm planning to do several ribbons, and this is weird because it's only red in it so far. Oh, there we go. There's some of the other colors coming through. This is pretty cool, how the colors are just kind of coming through. Put my lid back on it so in case it decides to drip. Because here's some purple showing up. This has got some of the white that I had put in it. Here's some purple and yellow. Okay, and I'll have some runoff on this one, and partly because I did it with when I wanted it to come off the edge. It's fun to play because I don't know if you can see, when I tilt it back and forth, all it's doing is stretching and changing. Nothing's blending in together. I'm just trying to decide what I really want to do is add some more ribbons, but I'm not sure if it'll become over the others. And I checked, and my torches, my new kitchen torches, my other one gave up, and I also ordered a couple. Actually, I think I've got one really inexpensive one, but they're bigger than this, coming, and that ribbon's just cool. And so I don't know how it'll work, and I got a couple others because that way, none of them were real expensive. They were all under $18. So, but we'll see. I'm going to put another ribbon on top of this one. I think that's what I'm going to do, is do some layering on the ribbons. And there we go. Here's some other. That's cool. I'll pull this one here. Some of that other shade. Oops. I almost tipped it right side up. And I do have another canvas ready for tomorrow, later on this evening. To do another pour with the rest of that, hopefully. And that pour may be not even a negative space. I may try to do a, you can't see that, and I can't turn it around real quick. Oh yeah, let me bring that one off the edge here a little. Yeah, I kind of like that. And we're going to bring the other side off the edge just a tad too. I know I'm going to get cells that are stretched, but that doesn't bother me. Some people don't like it, I do. But of course, I will say I do have some unusual tastes. People will tell you. Let's take this a little bit this way. I like it. The other thing I wish I had, which I have coming too soon, is I have some gold leaf. Well, I actually have silver, gold, and copper coming, and then I have some metallic flax. Or I'm thinking it's probably going to be more like large glitter, but that's fine. I don't necessarily sprinkle everywhere, but dropping some pieces here and there I think will be cool. Where's my torch? There it is. Here, I don't know if I like the white in the middle or not. There's no reaction with it. But I don't want to pull wispies off this. But I am going to try blowing along the edges. I need my straws. Oh, let's see. Maybe I'll find my straws handy, and maybe I won't. There's my toolkit that has them in it. You should learn to keep them out. Actually, yeah, here's one already open. Yeah, there we go. There's my interest. Okay, I'm gonna let my head not get so light. I did one of my earlier videos is one where I did a lot of actual blowing of, I can't remember if it was a 10 by 10 or 12 by 12 where I blew a large flower on a blue negative space. And Will Black was talking, he some comment he made, and I sort of chuckled to him and I said, yeah, well, I just hoped I didn't become too lightheaded. He goes, that would be funny, you know, passing out and basically passing out. And I thought, yeah, I mean, it's funny to everybody else. And then I thought to thinking about it, a new concept for a hammer, you know, your face plant instead of a hammer. I better take my glasses off. They're falling off my head. Yeah. Now we're going to do one flip around. This is the fun part, turning a big one like this all the way around. This is actually going quicker than I thought it would. I was afraid it would be long to take up my whole lunch plus. But what I like is the interest this has brought into all this has brought more interest, more activity. Now I do want, let me see if this is open. We have to find the syringe off the other one. That's what I'll do because I know it's open. And I need to soak that one. Alcohol syringe. Now, time for the glasses to go back on. I'm going to add a little gold to this. Miriam, look, a little squeeze bottle. And where I'm going to do is, I can see some orangey gold where my yellow and my magenta, maybe it's, I would say maybe a yellow ochre color, which I don't mind. But I'm going to accent it with some gold because I just think that's so cool. Because it doesn't stick out when I do it. Because basically I run my needle applicator kind of right along it. So it doesn't quite totally sink. I think I got somebody coming to my door, according to the dogs. But it does... the only thing when you do that, you have to be careful, is you don't lift up and suck paint back in when you don't want to. So there I ran a vein of it. And here I'm going to add some here. Just add some interest. Even though a lot of these, this has, see, I just kind of dip it down in there because it makes it look like it's part of it. And here we're going to run a ribbon. Start it from the outside though, so I can. You can barely see that I've done it. When you'll see it is when it dries. See, that's yellow, and I really like that. So we're not messing with that. And that's kind of a little more yellow cast to it. Here's one slightly. I just run it along a line that the color is already produced for me. So I'm not necessarily adding any structure, not structure, but any reactionary, any lines to it. I'm just enhancing those that are there. And what I'm thinking, oh wow, this runoff's cool. I wonder if this ends down here is just as cool underneath this. The runoff from last night was really cool too. I've got it set aside to dry. Ah, there we go, there's some reaction. This torch, these torches that I have, they are so little. I don't know if you can see. It puts out such a little flame. Doesn't put out a lot of heat. I think these are more designed for lighting things. But there's some bubbles. I'm trying to. I don't mind some bubbles. Ooh, I got bubble colors over here. Little tiny dots of color. That's cool. Don't want to melt my. So there's a little bit here we're going to do. And a little bit here. And these are really neat because you can get just tiny, tiny little trickles. Like I said, I just simply squeeze it out to make sure I don't have any other color. So if I go to do another stripe somewhere else. But there's one there, there's this here. I'm trying to balance out the amount necessarily of gold. I don't have to, I'm not one to have one absolutely 100% exactly the same. I'm very much like asymmetrical, but I try to have balance. Okay. I get these faces in my paintings frequently. And of course right here, I sort of see like what could be a frog, his eyes, and then he's got speckles on him. There's kind of a face, his little face. This one looks like a skeleton, or a ghost. I guess Halloween's coming, so that's kind of appropriate. Here's a dog. Yeah, I see weird things in my paintings. But everybody saw it. Most people saw the octopus from that pour last night. So, and that was good because that's kind of what I was going for when I started. Once I put that in that corner and I brought a few tendrils down, I thought, let's go ahead and go for 8. One of my upcoming videos I'm planning to do, because I've had several people ask, they wanted to see how I mix my pouring mediums and my paint. Like I comment in my description, I don't measure. I'm not someone who measures everything perfectly, but I'm happy to show you. And at that time, I'll show everybody how a lot of my paintings have come out. So I don't see very much gold down here in the bottom, or that yellow ochre color. Oh, there's a little bit, and that's what I want to enhance to look gold a little bit more than the yellow ochre. And we're just going to put a little bit there because I like the yellow and I love yellow ochre, and with like blue. Here's some. Yeah, that'll be a nice little vein here. But this this right here, yeah, okay, that's not a bubble, it's paint. It was a thing in my paint, the cell that was there. This has got some of the tiniest cells that grow up, that kind of like out into bigger ones. Okay, I've done enough damage with the thing. So what I do now is, because I've got a syringe here that has some alcohol in it, which would be a great thing to clean it out with, I'm going to just squeeze it out. Yep, there we go. So it's clean. It's cleared out. In fact, that's how I cleaned out my other one. Let's see if I can get this little one to clean out that way too. Because this syringe, I'll get another paper towel. This syringe, it's used a little bit, is big, heavy duty, and it has lots of, I can put a lot of, create a lot of pressure. I think I'm going to have to soak this one. I have to say that's what I did with the other. I just soaked it in some warm water and ran that through. Anyway, that was a little tip on how you can if you get it stopped, but it's going to have to soak. So I'm going to stop it, take you down, let you see it, and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, here you go. Trying to get some of this stuff, the things I saw. Oops, sorry. I'm trying to see if I can, I'm doing this, holding it in the stand. I don't know if that'll help me or not, from all the jiggling. But there's one of the faces. There's one. And right there, see those little cells, how they kind of just kind of out into bigger ones? And I'm blocking your light. I was trying not to turn on that big overhead. Okay. See if I can find it. Here we go. Right here. It's upside down, but if you look here, that looks like the head and the eye, and then the chin of a whale. To me. There's some more faces. Right there, look at that. That looks like a face too with somebody winking. There's the dog. This one's just full of things. And look at these tiny little like seed pearls. And it's not focusing on its own. There we go, little seed pearls for the cells. I think those are so cool. And this is neat. Gosh, I'm showing a lot of things in here on this one. There's a lot of things to see. And I will show you the frog when I get back over there. I need to get one of those steady cams. Now let me find the frog again. Right there. Kind of look, his head's opposite direction, going opposite of mine. And there's a fishy. So there's all kind of creatures and things in my paintings. Well, I want to say thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. And if you did, please click like. I would greatly appreciate it. And I want to see more fun things. Me going crazy, getting excited, just doing a pour, sharing whatever I can share. Subscribe, and if you mark the bell, it'll let you know whenever I upload something new. Thank you again, and have a great rest of the afternoon, evening, whatever you have left, until the next video.